ended up making, in excess of 6 figures a month. And on several months, we lost $30, $40, $50,000. Hey ladies and gentlemen, what's up? Devon Brown here, and today I'd like to share with you one of the biggest mistakes that entrepreneurs make. I can tell you that personally I have made this mistake probably about 4 or 5 times over the past 5 or 6 or 7 years ish. And apparently I keep making the same mistake because I'm thick-headed and it takes me a while to learn not to keep making the same mistake. But that's why I make videos like this, so that I can hear myself telling you what not to do so that I don't go off and do it. In case you why does Devon do these videos? In part, so that I can hear myself give you the advice so that I don't run off and do it, or in this case, keep doing it. So anywho, I was at a seminar thingy. It's like a private event about a year or so ago, and a lot of successful people in the room. A lot of people that by looking at them, you wouldn't think, much of them, but they're over there making 8 figures a year or some nonsense like that. And, one of the guys who was probably the most successful person in the room, he got called to the front and he was speaking for about 5 minutes. And he said something that kind of struck me. And at first I didn't quite get it, but the more I thought about it, the more I realized how right he was. And what he said was, the people who are the most successful are the people who are the most bored. And let me say that again. He says the people who are the most successful are often the people who are the most bored, right? And let me explain why he said that and what he meant by that, and how this has to do with one of the biggest mistakes that entrepreneurs make that I've made a bunch of times myself. So, as entrepreneurs, part of the fun of what we do is figuring stuff out, right? We get this idea in our head, and if you're anything like me, you've got more ideas than you know what to do with, right? And so you get this idea in our head, and part of the excitement of being an entrepreneur is taking that idea and bringing it to fruition, right? Building it and seeing it come to life and all that stuff. And that's exciting, right? It's fun, and then we launch it. And I've done this a million times. I've launched something and it works. And now that I've taken it from idea to actually existing, right? To actually working and sticking money in my bank account. Now that I've accomplished that, my brain's like, good job, Devon. You figured it out. Let's go do something else. Have you ever done that? Have you ever figured out how to make something work and then be like, great, now I'm gonna go do something else because I figured this one out? That is one of the biggest mistakes that we as entrepreneurs make. We find something that works and then we stop doing it because we already figured it out. That's what this gentleman meant by the most successful people are often the most bored. Because what really smart and successful people do is they figure out what works and they just keep doing that shit. That's it. So back in 2009, I launched, was the first time I launched my web copycat program. This is the first main program that I ever launched. It's called Web Copycat. Maybe you heard of it, maybe you haven't. The point is not to sell you on it. The point is just to say that back in, I think it was 2009, right, Tara?
Yes.
2009, I launched it, and we grew it to the point that it was doing about $30,000 a month. And my work schedule was Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, 10 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. So all of 2009 and 2010 and 2011, my work schedule was Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, 10 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. And we were pulling in about $30,000 a month between Web Copycat and some one-on-one coaching, which took up, 9 hours a month of my time or some ridiculously low nonsense like that. I figured out what works. And we were keeping the majority of that money. But once I figured that out, I got bored. I said, oh, I figured it out. Let's go do something else. Right? And I ended up going down all these different crazy paths, right? In this goal to achieve something bigger or some other nonsense, right? And ended up making, in excess of 6 figures a month. And on several months, we lost $30, $40, $50,000 It's just this roller coaster, roller coaster, roller coaster. Why? Because I figured out what worked, and then my brain was satisfied, and I was like, I'm gonna go do something else. So here's what my suggestion is to you. It's hard enough to figure out what works. It is. You know that. Once you figure out what works, my advice to you is go ahead and just be bored. It's okay. And just keep doing what works. You found that combination of things that works. Just keep doing it. Just keep doing it and this is what the gentleman at the seminar was saying, get so good at it that you can do it with your eyes closed. Get so good at it that you don't even have to think when you do it, that you're bored as you're doing it because it's that second nature to you. That's it. So don't be like I was, and I've learned my lesson, all right? That's why I'm making this video. But don't be like I was. Okay? Don't find something that works and then be like, I solved the mystery. New mystery. You don't need a new mystery. You don't. Okay? I don't need any new mysteries, all right? So I'm going to keep doing what works, and that's it. I hope that makes sense, all right? Like this video, comment on it, share it. I'm curious to know if you are familiar with what I'm talking about, if you've ever done this yourself, especially if you're one of the a more experienced person who's been around the game for a while. Let me know your thoughts. Like it, comment, share it, snap, leg flip with my old knees, and I'll catch you guys later. Have a great day. Bye-bye. Hey, Devon here. Thanks so much for taking the time to watch this video. Make sure to like, subscribe, and connect with me on social media. And if you enjoyed this content, be sure to share it with your friends.